So right now I'm going to interview you, and I'm just going to ask you questions that I think people would be interested in. And once I'm done interviewing you, then you're gonna interview me, and then we're going to answer each other's questions. So, first question. When we first moved here, moved here to America, what would you say was the hardest challenge about moving to a new country?
So, like I did mention before, I was 7 years old, so I feel like the hardest part was just meeting the family that we had over here, just because we didn't know my mom's side of the family over here. It was just hard to get to know everybody on my mom's side, and for those of you guys who may not know, we do come from a very big family, so it was very strange for us to know, like, oh, this is your aunt, this is your uncle, but it's like I met them at 7 years old. And learning the language, because I didn't know the language, so obviously it was kind of hard for me. And I would say those two were probably the hardest at my age, at 7 years old, the hardest.
What was your your main language?
It was Spanish.
So it was hard to speak English.
Yeah, it was very hard. Even though I started in first grade, it was still kind of hard.
Second question, when it comes to relationships, what do you look for in a relationship?
Ooh, that's a good one. Damn, look at you with all these good questions. So something that I look for in a relationship? So it would be like definitely trust. If there's no trust, then sorry, it's not gonna work out. So trust is a big one for me.
If you had the power to do anything right now, what would it be and why?
The power to do anything. I would probably, if I had the power to do anything, I would want my mom to live forever. Even though that's not something
impossible.
Impossible, but if I really had the power, I would make that happen.
And
both
why?
My mom and dad, because I feel like my mom has like such a positive impact in my life, so she really helps me out a lot. So I feel like when she's not here, who am I gonna go to? Because, you know, my mom is always looking out for me, so it's like I know she's always gonna tell me the right thing, even though at the moment I might think it's the wrong thing. But
and she's so positive. I feel like to anybody that comes to her house, they just feel that positivity, and I feel like that's why everybody loves coming here.
And I feel like a lot of people, they meet my mom for the first time,
and they're like, dang,
and they literally pour their heart out to my mom, because she has like that
comfort, like she gives you that comfort, and she's just so genuine. I think that's why.
I feel like that's it, so I would want to keep her forever.
What did your last relationship teach you?
Ooh, so a lot of you guys may not know, but my last relationship was when I was 18. I am 22 now, so do the math.
I was actually doing it 4 years.
My last relationship definitely taught me that do not believe everything people tell you, because they can tell you one thing because they're feeling it at the moment, but always be prepared for the worst. Don't always take their word for it. Like, yeah, enjoy the moment, but at the same time always know like something can go wrong eventually, so that way you're not very much like her and you're not disappointed. Always keep in mind, like in back of your head, like, okay, yeah, he loves me now, he tells me all this, but always keep like your guard up and you won't get hurt as much.
Yeah. How do you respond to people that say negative things to you?
I honestly, and that's funny that you asked, because I do get a lot of DMs from like people, like a lot of them are nice, but a lot of them can be rude.
Really? You get DMs that are rude?
Well, when I don't respond, like they they kind of like take it like, oh, like I'm stuck up, or I don't want to respond, or whatever it is. But I just ignore it. Like, I don't even open it. I just, like, if you know how when they send you something, you can kind of see what it is, and if they already started off bad, like I just like delete it like right away. I don't really like to pay that much attention to it, because there's no need. Why am I going to pay attention to negativity when there's so much positivity that I can give my whole energy to? So I just kind of brush it off and just keep moving. All right, your turn. Ready? Whoa. Hi, guys. Hi, guys. Okay, this is Briseyda's part. I am put in the hot seat now.
Yeah.
I need to get comfortable because these questions.
Okay, so
Lord.
what is one thing you would want to accomplish before you turn 25?
Wow, that's a good question. I would for sure want to own my own house by the time I'm 25. Obviously have my career already. I'm already gonna have that. And I just want to be traveling the world, everywhere and anywhere. By the time I'm 25, I'm just going to be traveling. Me and Yareni, we always say how we're going to have our own place here in San Diego, but we're not going to live here because we're going to be traveling, but we're just going to own a home here because at the end of the day, we feel like this is home. We feel like this is home, so traveling and
that's
enjoying my life at 25.
What is one thing that you can tell girls that don't know how to value themselves or that don't have self-love?
Don't get into a relationship or don't try to look for love in another person, because to start off you don't even have it within yourself. So I already think that's going to be a struggle, because when people don't have that confidence, it's like you're always depending on somebody to like say, oh, like, you know, you're beautiful, or like to give you all of these compliments and stuff. But it's like when you have it already, that's just extra stuff that your partner is giving you, but you don't really need it. So if you don't have self-love, just don't get in a relationship and try to really, I know self-love is the toughest thing. Like, we're our own biggest critic, and we always critique ourselves on like the smallest thing, or like my hair, or like my body looks this way, or like, you know, we're our own biggest critics. So self-love is definitely something that everybody should work on, and just don't get in a relationship and don't put your all into somebody when you don't even, know yourself yet.
What is something that you do to de-stress?
Something that I do to de-stress. I do have a yoga class, so I do yoga, and I've realized that that is a really good like stress reliever. I run a lot, I work out, so those are all stress relievers, I would say.
Oh, okay, maybe I should join a yoga class. Do you need to be flexible? Hiking. I would say for me, hiking. And running, yeah.
Hiking and running, going to the gym, anything, working out in general is just like,
it's good for your health, I feel like.
It's good, so working out for sure.
At what age do you plan on having your first child?
Oh my goodness. She knows. I don't know why she asked me this, because she knows I'm always like, I'm not having kids, I'm not having
maybe
kids.
I thought you would change your mind. Because I definitely have changed my mind, so.
Oh, you want kids? I'll babysit. I don't think I want
kids as of now.
As of now, yeah. I don't want kids because I'm gonna be traveling, Talk to me once we're done traveling.
Okay, once we're done
then we'll talk about kids, girl.
So that brought me to my next question. How do you stay motivated? Or what pushes you to be motivated to work out, to go to school, to
wanting to become better? It's just like when you're not at that point where you want. If you're not at where you want to be, I feel like that's already enough motivation. Like, you're not at where you want to be, so why aren't you working every day, putting in work every day to get to where you want to be? So not being where I want to be motivates me for sure.
And last question, what did your last relationship taught you?
What did my relationship teach me? It taught me to not believe.
Wait, so how old were you when you had it?
My last relationship, I was 17. I was 18. I was 18. So not 17. I was 17, 18. Like 17, 18, those were the times that I dated.
Let's talk about the most recent.
Yeah, so it taught me to not believe anything that anybody says. Always be prepared for the worst, and cut people off if you feel like your instinct is telling you something. Follow it, because mine was telling me a lot of things, and I wouldn't listen to it. I would just kind of like brush it off because I like seeing the good in people, but at the end of the day, if you're that type of person, you're just gonna end up fucking yourself over. So listen to your
You
instincts.
can't say fucking yourself up. Screwing yourself up.
Screwing yourself over. Yeah, always listen to your instinct and pay attention to red flags. If you notice something, you notice it for a reason. It's probably because you don't like it. So don't ignore it, pay attention to it, and do something about it. So it's taught me that. Always be prepared for the worst. Yeah. And don't be sad, you guys.
And always enjoy the moment.
Enjoy the moment and never
fun,
be sad.
yeah.
If something happened and it didn't work out, oh well. Like, I'm not sad about it.
Do you still talk to that person?
I don't talk to any. I'm cordial with one of them, but I don't talk to them as, you know, because I just feel like it's not needed. Like, I'm moving forward, and that was the stage of my life where I want to leave there. I don't want to, like, you know, pick up anything. From now on, it's just success, positivity, and happiness. So